So here's one last example, right? Another group here with lots of notes. So first, let's analyze this, okay, and figure out what are the equivalents of all these notes using the same note type. Okay. So for this example, we have a quarter note, which is 4/16 notes, 2/8 notes, 4/16 notes, and then each of these quarter notes, again, 4/16 notes. The half note, two groups of 4/16 notes. The 2/8 notes, 4/16 notes, and then of course the 4/16 notes translate to 4/16 notes. Now, if you wanted to, you could also try translating them into equivalents of eighth notes. Okay, but just for consistency's sake, this is a strategy that would work because you're always looking at the shortest duration, and that might be a good way to clear up your understanding with this. Okay, so how many 16th notes do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 groups of 4, so that's 32 total. Okay. So our options of dividing the 16th notes into equal beats, again, is 2 beats, 3 beats, or 4 beats. Now, right off the bat, 32 does not divide evenly into 3 beats, so I know that this example definitely is not in 3. There are no they're either 2 beats or 4 beats in this example. Okay. Now, what remains is 2 and 4. So first, let's divide this into 2 equal parts. Okay, so if you divide 32 16th notes into 2 parts, that's 16 16th notes each. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, divide that into 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if this piece of music is in 2, that is to say there are 2 beats, okay, we would use the equivalent of 16 16th notes to represent 1 beat. In this case, that would be a whole note, okay, and that's represented by the number 1. Rarely seen, but valid. Okay, 1 represents that, and the bottom represents using a whole note to represent 1 beat. Or you can also think about this piece of music as being in 4 beats. Okay, so dividing this into 4 parts. Right. Now, if this is in 4 equal beats, each beat would be the equivalent of 8 16th notes, right? Which we can use a half note to represent. So then that means that the bottom number would be 2. So the answer here is 4, 2, if you're dividing this piece of music evenly into 4 parts. Right? If it's evenly into 4 parts, each part or beat, okay, can be represented as the equivalent of a half note. Okay. For the purposes of musician and also all the tests, either of these answers will be correct, right, for meter recognition. Of course, that makes sense as well because whenever you have something that's divisible into 4 parts, it can also be divisible into 2 parts. Right? So it really, for music, it depends on what the context is and what the feel of the song is and whether the composer or the musician or the artist is asking you to listen for sort of a 4 feel, like cha, 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 or in 2, cha, cha, sort of like that. Okay?